Hi everyone, my name is Zheng Ru from the University of Shanghai for Science and Technology. I'm going to introduce my paper called Agreement-Aware and Dissimilarity-Oriented GLOM. This article is a collaborative effort between me and four other professors. Professor Song Yan is the corresponding author. First, what is GLOM? GLOM is a neural network model proposed by Professor Jeffrey Hinton in 2021, and the main idea of GLOM is to represent images using a hierarchy of part-whole relationships. The motivation of GLOM was to build a system that is not only powerful, but also more interpretable, showing how parts come together to form wholes, similar to how humans understand visual things. And there are two challenges in this field. First, current implementations struggle to produce identical vectors that reliably converge to represent nodes in a parse tree. Here, converge means the the low-level embeddings fail to reach agreement to represent the parts or the whole. And to reach this conclusion, we did a experiment and where we used the total variance as a metric to quantitatively measure agreement. And we found that the old version agglomerator have larger total variance values and fail to achieve higher agreement at top level. And the second challenge is that GLOM is computationally intensive due to the need to maintain equal resolution across all levels. To address these two issues, we first proposed a contraptive agreement enhancer, which we called it CAE, which effectively promotes agreement between positive embedding pairs while pushing apart negative pairs, thereby facilitating forming distinct islands. And here the problem here is that how we classify which pair is positive or negative. We use the cosine similarity to compare the results with a preset threshold, and if the similarity between two embeddings is larger than this threshold, we will say it is a positive pair. Secondly, we introduce a dissimilarity-focused head to reduce redundance in the top-level embeddings, where embedding ways for downsampling are negatively correlated with similarity with the sliding window. This is kind of downsampling operation, but it is based on this dissimilarity. And we have done a bunch of experiments to show the effectiveness of our method. And we divided them into two parts. The first part is the quantitative results, we first conduct a classification on across five datasets, and our model achieve comparable classification error percentage compared with CapsNet and Agglomerator on simple datasets, but with significantly fewer parameters. And we also compared our model with the agglomerator in terms of the total variance across five datasets. And it's evident that total variance of our model is considerably lower than that of the agglomerator, indicating that the contractive attention mechanism effectively improve agreement in representing parts, which is essential for the theory of GLOM. And furthermore, the total variance of our model is greater at top level than at the bottom level than at the top level, suggesting that agreement tends to increase at level rise. To evaluate the impact of different components of our model, we have done some ablation experiments on CIFAR. And the second part is the qualitative results. And the first experiment is a comparison of embeddings across different levels, which demonstrate that as the levels increase, the embeddings progressively reach agreement, effectively capturing pothole hierarchies. And we also visualize the representation using arrows across various locations and levels. The direction and length of each arrow indicates the gradient direction and magnitude of an embedding at a specific location. The model incorporating CAE demonstrate greater consistency, whereas those in the model without CAE appear more disordered and inconsistent. The last part is the conclusion. And in this article, we have three contributions. The first is that a new implementation of GLOM is proposed that aligns more closely with the GLOM's theoretical framework for forming hierarchies of grouped embeddings to represent nodes in a parse tree. Second, a novel contrastive agreement enhancer is designed to promote agreement between positive embedding pairs while pushing apart negative pairs, thereby forming distinct islands. Third, a dissimilarity-focused head is developed to reduce redundance in the top-level embeddings, preserving more informative content by concentrating on embeddings with lower similarity, which tend to contain more useful information.